Hello, everyone. Um, Today the topic is very interesting, and okay, I need to do something. Stand by for a second. Okay, the topic today is very interesting for me, and I also think that for you as well. Last time we were talking about how we lose ourselves through motherhood and how easy it is to lose yourself once you become a mother, and how not allow ourselves to get lost um, between feeling guilt and society making us guilty for something that we may choose as women, and how to navigate through all those issues and how to grow and expand once you're a mother, rather than shrink and feel bad and exhausted. And a few days ago, I was talking to one of my friends, I mean acquaintances, I'd say, and I told her, I said, well, maybe you will be able to relax because, like your kid is busy, your husband will be busy too. She looked at me and she said, I haven't had a sleep in 10 years. And that's not she's not the only one. Okay. So we talked about how not let that happen. And today we're talking about one of the most common experiences people sincerely think that they are alone in. Okay? Being physically present during intimacy, but mentally somewhere between, I don't know, how do I look from this angle, or how my tummy looks, or did I answer the email, or even if I'm doing that right in that very moment, rather than being present. Okay, let me please start sharing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Okay, that's better. Okay, so so a lot of people, they somewhat thinking that it's they're alone in this. And we are talking about right now why a lot of people, they are leaving their bodies during the intimacy. Okay, even if you have this intimacy with somebody you love, okay, even when they want a connection, even when nothing is physically or technically wrong, people still kind of leave intimacy during this process, which is kind of interesting, but it's pretty common. And if you think that you are alone, you are not alone. And I can tell you that it's not today problem, it's not nowadays problem, it's something that has been like this not only with you and I generation, but I'm pretty sure before. Okay, so why does the mind suddenly become louder than the body when you are being intimate? Why it happens? Why do some people become performers instead of participants in the process? Why all of a sudden thoughts like, how do I look, if my tummy flat enough, if I am sexy enough, if I am making enough and correct noises, all of a sudden, all of it becomes more important than actually physical experience, which which should be more important than anything else, right? And why do the other people just freeze? And why do some people overthink every touch and every sound, every moment, or like every movement they make? What happened to simple pleasure and relaxation and excitement that intimacy should provide us? What happened to the concept of true physical, emotional pleasure? How come we forgot about it? And why can somebody deeply crave intimacy, but the second it starts, their nervous system acts like it's being, I don't know, audited by IRS? Why? Right? Today we're going to talk about it. Your brain is incredible. My brain is incredible. Okay? It invented language. Okay? Built civilizations. Created music. Our brain. Right? So, and also during intimacy, that brain that created beauty around us suddenly asks, what if your stomach looks strange right now? Amazing, don't you think? A lot of people think intimacy problems are about desire, but often they are about attention and distraction. The body says feel, but brain says, oh, let me analyze, right? Who doesn't have it? Everyone does, right? Once in a while something like this happens. And analysis kills all sensations. All sensation, not even a question. You will be dull completely. The moment your brain starts analyzing anything, you're done. Forget about feeling anything, right? You cannot deeply feel while simultaneously monitoring yourself like a secure camera. No, it's not going to happen. You're either doing one thing or another. You cannot do two at once. Okay, so that's one of the biggest hidden intimacy killer: self-observation. Psychologists sometimes call it spectactoring. I'm sorry. It's meaning watching yourself instead of experiencing yourself. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so a lot of people during intimacy, rather than experiencing, rather than feel, enjoy, they are trying to perform too hard, and it kills everything right away. So you are no longer inside in the moment. You are not longer feeling it. You are outside of it. You are evaluating. You become your own critic. Okay, you are your own performance coach, your own, I don't know, lighting coach. Okay, your own emotional customer service representative, if you will. And suddenly, intimacy feels like a representation. And then what? And then nothing else. Nothing else is happening. So you're disconnected when during intimacy your brain says things like, well, what do I do with my hands? Or am I breathing too loud? Or should I make eye contact now, or it's too aggressive? Or oh shoot, did I leave a chicken in the freezer? Or I remember one time I actually had something like this. I was looking, like I was having a moment, and I was looking straight in front of me, and of course it was ceiling. And I do remember that I looked at the ceiling, and all of a sudden something, like grabbed my attention. And all of a sudden I forgot about everything else. I forgot what I was doing. I forgot where I was. I was trying to figure out what was happening in the ceiling. It was the silliest thing because I caught myself almost right away. But it was just the silliest thing. But I also had it. So, or you may think about things like, what if my ex looked better naked, right? Or what if I suddenly make a weird sound? Or what if I fart suddenly, right? Or something like this. Meanwhile, your body is like, hello, hello, I am literally right here. So that is a disconnect that does not allow you to have intimacy. Okay? Why people leave their bodies? It's very interesting phenomenon. And this is not happening because you're broken or something wrong with you, or you are not, you're not conscious enough, or you're not, like watching yourself. Oops, I forgot my slides. Yeah, so you it's not because something wrong with you. Usually it happens because your nervous system learned that being fully present at the moment was not safe. Remember, our nervous system is such a hard one, and a lot of things that are happening in our life controlled by nervous system. So when we are not present, it means that sometime along the line in our life we learned that being 100% present is not safe, especially when it comes to pleasures. Okay, so and safety is everything when it comes to intimacy. It's not logic, not technique, not communication scripts from Instagram. No, none of it is that matters. None of it. Just simple safety. If you feel safe, that's where a lot of things start. Okay, why sometimes people like have a very cool sex when they are drunk? Because their critic is gone. Okay, and nervous system is numb, so there is no one but body. Okay, so that's why sex under influence is different. And by the way, a lot of people got addicted to it because brain is not there. Okay, and a person can want intimacy constantly and consciously while their bodies quietly prepares for danger. And this is where a disconnect started. You may think that you want intimacy, but your nervous system somehow has a trigger that it's not safe. This is especially common if someone grew up, criticized by parents. or not only, or emotionally neglected, or in a families with emotionally unavailable parents, okay, shamed or controlled or constantly objectified or constantly observed or taught that their body existed more for evaluation than experience, or somebody who was taught in an environment where human body is more as a like pedestal of some sort than like than actual physical body that you live in. Many people learned very early that being seen is dangerous, and being seen does not mean that you go on a stage and perform. Being seen means you can be afraid of being seen in the classroom by your classmates or by your teacher. Okay, it's not necessarily something very big. Okay, it's not necessarily. Okay, so intimacy, when you feel like being seen is very dangerous, becomes very complicated because there is another person involved and this person is watching you, so you are being seen. Okay, and intimacy requires visibility. Okay, and it's very important to understand. So if something is not right, you need to check those things first, because it's very important. And if your nervous system associates visibility with rejections or pressure or some sort of embarrassment or criticism or emotional abandonment, the mind takes over. Thinking becomes protection. So that's what happened. Overthinking is often self-protection disguised as intelligence. And this is one of the things that a lot of people are hiding themselves behind. This overthinking. Okay, they think, like they try to hide certain things and not feeling safety when they are control and overthink every single detail. If I stay in analysis, I don't fully feel. Can you believe it, how twisted our nervous system is? So if I stay in, if I don't fully feel, I cannot fully lose control. And if I cannot lose control, I cannot fully get hurt. Interesting, right? The brain says, excellent strategy. I love it. Right? The body says, oh my God, this is exhausting. But who listens? The body. That's why we have a lot of psychosomatic diseases or some, like some medical problem and no one can explain, because we shut our bodies down. What about high functioning people? Those are the ones who are most disconnected in many cases. One of the biggest misconceptions is people who seem confident are automatically embodied. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some of the most mentally disconnected people during intimacy are high functioning professionals. Do you know how much alcohol those people need to really turn their brains off? Do you know how much drugs and everything else, whatever they're using to turn this brain off, yes, they are extremely high functioning. Yeah, I've known people like this. They are amazing when it comes to, like how they accomplish what they accomplish and what they are doing in life, and how they live and what kind of leaders they are. But when it comes to intimacy, they need to numb themselves completely to allow their bodies to finally feel. The people who are overperform, overachieve, overthink, overmanage everything, people who learn love must be earned. Those are the people who have this in their mind. So even intimacy for them becomes performance in a way. They don't ask, why do I feel? What do I feel? No, they don't ask. They ask, am I doing well? That's a completely different experience if they did numb their brain. Okay? So if they don't ask what do I feel, it's one is a connection in a way, right? And the other is emotional gymnastics. Am I doing well? And here we go, right? Here we go. Am I doing well? Okay, how about this? How about that? How about this, angle? How about this angle? How about these exercises or whatever? And it can be very, very sweaty oriented. But what do you feel while you are doing this gymnastics? No, you do not. Okay? I once heard someone says, I realized I wasn't present during intimacy because I spent like 20 minutes sucking in my stomach. 20 minutes! 20 minutes! Can you believe it? That's not intimacy. That's Pilates with emotional consequences. Right? The body doesn't open under pressure at all. At all. If you think it will, it won't. Not under any circumstances. Don't fool yourself. People often try to solve intimacy with disconnection. They try to mentally disconnect themselves. They consume podcasts, books, tips, techniques, but the body does not respond to pressure and analysis the way machines do. Body doesn't respond to it. No. But the body does not respond also to pressure, especially for women. The nervous system is deeply connected to emotional safety, relaxation, and permission, inner permission. The body opens only through slowing down, trust, emotional safety, reduced self-monitoring, feeling wanted rather than evaluated. A body cannot soften while preparing for judgment. Every single time when you think about judgment, what happens? And many people are intimate while unconsciously bracing. Right? So here is something simple to notice next time you're close with somebody. And this is a little mini exercise that I want you to try in your life. Ask yourself when you are intimate with somebody, am I trying to experience this or manage this? The moment you answer yourself you will shift your experience for sure, because the difference is huge. Okay? Then ask, what sensation can I notice right now without changing it? Right this minute, not fixing, not performing, just noticing. Will it be his or her touch? Or maybe breath somewhere? Or maybe, I don't know, something else. Maybe I don't, something warmth, pressure, or I don't know, heartbeat. The body comes back in a very small moments. So if you start incorporating this little exercise during your intimacy, soon you will feel that during intimacy you have a different experience. It will be better. Even if right now when you listen to me that sounds too simple, trust me, body is not very complicated, but you need to do certain things to allow your body to help you, because your body wants to help you. Your body wants to feel. For many people, intimacy secretly feels like an exam, right? Like, what kind of intimacy it is if I'm feeling like I'm going to, like, pass the test? No intimacy. Like, for me, for sure, um, I don't really feel anything if I want to go to, like, the only thing that I'm thinking that I need to pass the test. That's it, right? So a lot of people, they're thinking, am I active enough, right? Like, too much, not enough, good enough. Like, it all creates chronic tension, especially if someone learned love was conditional. How many of us learned that love was conditional? I assure you, plenty people have it. Okay, then intimacy stops being, can we connect? And that changes everything, because fear and pleasure do not coexist very well. It's either one or another. Okay? So fear creates monitoring, and pleasure requires surrender. Think about it. Pleasure requires surrender. When I'm telling you right now, do you feel comfortable, or you feel physical response in your body? I'm sure that the word surrender, probably in a lot of people, they will cause, very kind of not really comfortable sensation. That's how you know that this is about you. Your body, like, it goes like, I'd like connection, and your nervous system goes like, well, maybe, and your brain goes like, before we proceed, here is a slideshow of every embarrassing thing that you've done since 2009. Boom, done. No intimacy whatsoever. Okay? Remember, emotional safety is very sexy, but it's not common. Emotional safety is very sexy. It's just, like, basically, the moment you feel emotionally safe, you're good to go. Not safe as in boring. Safe as in I can relax. I don't have to perform. I don't have to earn affection, or I don't have to monitor every move. Or I can be just a human here. I am entitled to pleasure. That level of safety creates more chemistry than endless techniques ever will, because the body responds to permission, not pressure. So, how to get out of your head? You should ask me, and that would be correct. One of the things that you can do is scroll. I will show you when I'm finished. But I just launched the program. It's 14 days program that allows you day by day slow down. This is my first thing here that I'm about to talk to you. And my program is created for not only for females, I mean mostly for women, but men can use it too. But it will help you to go back to your body. It will help you to feel more. It will help you to create connection with you, with this world, and having a structure that is based on you and you only. You're not going to be relying on somebody. This program will help you to start to build your own foundation. You will have necessary tools to get back to your body, necessary tools to be able to handle pressure in your brain, to recognize when you go in one mode and when you go out. That is the program. You can go at your own pace. There are a lot of little exercises you can choose. There is a certain time that you can use, you can take to finish this program. You don't have to do it constantly. No, you can take this program over and over again to go deeper, because our nervous system is complex. It may not allow you to go deep right away, and you may need to go through this program a few times before you reach bottom. So this program it's really something, because it looks simple. It's very, very approachable. You can do it anywhere you want. You can do it in every setting you have. But the effect is going to be visible. Trust me. So let's go. And if you are interested in this program, I will have a slide for it, or you can write me, or you can find this offer online. You can email wordsoftheprincess.com, wordsoftheprincess at gmail.com. I'm sorry. So you can do it. You can, and we will respond with everything about this program, and you'll get your access to it. It's on a platform. No one is in there. You do your thing. So it's you and you, and I am the one who supervises you there. So you will be able also ask questions if you need. So let's go back to how we get out of our head. Not perfectly, it's not going to happen instantly, but gradually. This is what my program is about, gradually. So it's not like boom and you are there in one day. No, one day, we're building. One day is one step, and then we're building on it, okay? The sexuality. So some things can help. Like for instance, slowing down. Fast movements often keeps people disconnected. When you slow down, it's different. It's like you feel more relaxed. Stop performing reaction. Many people fake responsiveness because they think they should. But if you stop performing reactions, you may allow yourself to feel. Don't be afraid, take your time. Notice self judgment in real time. Notice it. Not to shame yourself, just to notice what's happening. Okay? Fourth, spend more time in non sexual physical presence. For instance, hugging, breathing together, kissing, touch without agenda. Physical contact is very, very important. It creates safety. Sit together, shoulder to shoulder. Lay on a on a shoulder. Lay on knees or something. Something like this. Reduce the goal. Connection first. Performance second. Okay? Don't put any goals for yourself. Don't set those goals. Learn your actual body. Not the body you think you should have, but learn your actual body. And one of the things that we are doing in this program, we actually learn our bodies. And this is one of the amazing things. All of a sudden, you realize that, oh, I have hips. And my hips have sensations. Okay? 7, be honest. Be honest. A nervous system relaxes when it stops hiding. Because it's so natural. If you think about, like that, like when you sit in the room by yourself and you don't have to hide, you relax, you can do whatever you feel comfortable, right? This is the same. Be honest. Do not try to perform or hide. It's not going to work for you. And the right person, your spouse, they will understand. Maybe at first, if you start to incorporate those little things, it will be weird to you, not to them. Okay? Now, let's get into questions that I got. But honestly, once people realize that they are not alone in this, half the shame disappears. It's pretty common. It's pretty common. You're not alone. Okay? So let's read our questions. And first question, why do I suddenly lose desire once intimacy starts? Well, sometimes anticipation feels safer than actual vulnerability. Fantasy has control. Real intimacy has unpredictability, which is very scary. It's unpredictable, scary. Okay? The body may shut down, not because you don't want a connection, but because deeper closeness activates fear. Fear of rejections. What if I'm not right? Something wrong, do something wrong, okay? So that's what happens. Why do I overthink eye contact? Well, because eye contact is intimacy. It's intimacy. Have you noticed that there are a lot of couples they don't like they don't look at each other's eyes? They don't sit and they don't look. Forget about that. A lot of people they don't have eye contact. But even people who live together. And if you look at your partner during intimacy in his eyes, what are you going to read? I don't know. I don't wanna talk about experience like your experience or mine, but let's take movies. How often in the movies they show she looked in his eyes, he looked in her eyes, and that's it. It's, like it's something started. It's because it's intimacy. That's very powerful. Okay? So next one. Can anxiety make intimacy physical difficult? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. An anxious nervous system affects arousal, lubrication, erection, sensation, breathing, muscle tension. The body is not malfunctioning. It's protecting. It just shuts down. Okay? Why do I feel emotionally numb during intimacy? Well, numbness is often a nervous system strategy. It's not failure, not coldness. Sometimes the body learned feeling less equal surviving more. You need to figure out where at what point in your life what happened and why you learned it, while you're still working on bringing, like more feelings in your life right now. Why do I need reassurance constantly? Well, because part of you may still believe that love disappears the second you stop performing perfectly. Again, that has to be addressed, but we're not about this today. Reassurance temporarily calms fear, but deeper healing comes from internal safety. So that's the reason why you need to address it a little bit deeper, so you can create that safety for good. Can trauma cause this even if I don't remember anything terrible? Yes, it can. Trauma is not trauma is not only catastrophic events. It's not only this. Sometimes it's chronic. For instance, criticism, emotional neglect, or body shame, or pressure, or lack of emotional attunement. All of it can be. It all can cause trauma. Okay? The nervous system remembers patterns, not just stories. It's a very, very important to understand. Why do I feel more relaxed alone than with a partner? Well, because nobody is watching. This is what I was telling you. No evaluation, no pressure, no emotional risk, nothing. That tells us the issue may be not a desire. It may be nervous system safety around another person. So you need to kind of dig into why I'm not feeling safe with this person around. Can men experience this too? Absolutely. Absolutely. Many men are deeply disconnected from sensation because they were taught perform, achieve, don't feel too much, don't be vulnerable. And a lot of men are anxious during intimacy. They're hiding. They're just taught to hide those kind of things. Okay? How do I stop caring how my body looks? You probably won't fully stop overnight. But healing happens when your body becomes a place you live in instead of a thing you constantly observe from outside. This is what I am teaching on in this 14 days course. How to let yourself to live in your body. What if my partner gets offended when I'm anxious? Well, that's important information. A safe partner becomes curious, not punishing. You deserve intimacy where your nervous system is respected and not rushed. So if you have something like this, it is for you to ask, who is that person? Do I really want to build intimacy with this person? Because my nervous system is saying something. My brain can say, well, he is handsome, or she's handsome, she's beautiful, or, like whatever. But your nervous system tells you something else, that you must listen. You must listen to your nervous system because it knows better than your brain. Trust me, it knows better than your brain. Okay? So, if you recognize yourself today, this is the 14 days program. So if you recognize yourself today, you are deeply not alone. And you need to understand you are not alone. A lot of people are like this, they just don't talk about. Many people are physically present while mentally they are miles away. They are solving other problems. Not because they don't want intimacy, but because somewhere along the way, their nervous system learned that being fully seen was risky. Okay? Healing is not becoming a perfect. It's becoming more present. Okay? More in body. A little less performance, a little less monitoring, a little more honesty, a little more our body, a little more feeling with this body, okay? And maybe that's what intimacy really is. Not impressing somebody, but and not performing flawlessly, but slowly learning. It is safe to exist here without disappearing from yourself. And if a partner is really yours, he or she will help you. And you will develop a different type of intimacy. Because intimacy, without your presence in it, is nothing. You can go to the gym, and spend a little bit more calories and, get your body a little bit more tuned than waste your time doing what? There is no connection. There is no real connection built. So think about it. You are not alone, and this is one of the major messages. And go check this program because it may be very interesting, it may be very helpful, and ask any questions you may have, and I will answer anything you may have either in another podcast or in one of the videos or you directly. I am here for you, and thank you for you being here with me, taking a time of your day and listening to me. And I hope that it was helpful for you, and I'll see you next time.